Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we review Beauty and the Beast. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about yet another entry in the Disney animation to live action money machine, whatever it is that they're doing. So, let's see if it's any good. So, Beauty and the Beast. What is good about this movie? Well, it looks good. There are some, dodgy CGI things every now and then here and there, but overall, it looks good. It looks like a faithful transition from the cartoon over to a movie, and the music is actually really great. It's a lot of the things that you remember from the cartoon. Actually, it's a lot of things that you remember from the cartoon, and it's nostalgic, and it has a really good feel to it, and the music is great, and you kind of remember all those songs, and you kind of feel transported a little bit, and those are the good things about it. There are some great performances as well, and again, more on the songs and performances in terms of musicality. Like, it is actually a big musical. You kind of feel like you are watching like a Broadway show kind of brought to the movie aspect. So, I mean, and at the end of the movie, you're probably going to be walking out singing the songs because they are memorable songs. They were good songs. After all, they were all the songs from the original film. And I think there was like maybe a couple new ones, and those ones I don't really remember that much. But I do remember the ones from the Disney film because I watched it a whole bunch of times when I was younger. Anyway, that's it. Now, the things that bothered me about the film was the fact that it was a little too faithful to the cartoon. I don't even know if that is a bad thing, but it kind of sounds like it's a fan's dream, but it's not really, because the things that are in the cartoon that they moved over into the movie space always don't translate well, or don't always translate well. It's, like, for example, I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even call this a spoiler-free review, because almost everything in the cartoon, if you know anything about the cartoon, is in the movie. So, I'll give a small example. In the cartoon, they set up one of the horses, Belle's horse in the cartoon has kind of like its own personality. Like, he's kind of very self-aware of what's going on. So it kind of plays into the joke that they can talk to each other even though they really can't, right? So at one point, the horse shows up and the father's not with it, and shows up to Belle, and Belle's like, hey, where's father? Take me to him. And it makes sense because the horse kind of understands what she's saying, but then they didn't have that aspect in the film because the horse looked like a horse and didn't act like anything else but a horse. And then the horse shows up and she's like, take me to father. And then the horse is like, all right. But it doesn't say all right, it just goes, and it doesn't fit. It's like someone didn't take the time to take those transitions and make them work in the movie universe. They literally took almost like a carbon copy stamp of the cartoon, made it into a movie, and then said, there are things where I thought they could have added more of a creative flair and a little bit of a difference between the two stories to make it work so that it translates to film properly. And I just didn't feel that. On the other hand, there were people that absolutely loved that aspect of it. Some people love the faithful transition to the screen. So that kind of really depends on what kind of a person you are and what kind of movies you like, and if you like that sort of thing or not. I prefer something a little bit more tuned, a little bit more changed, just to suit the movie better and to suit the audience who's watching. Some of the performances were a little bit wooden, and probably not so much because of maybe direction or the capabilities of the actor, but the thing was that coming from the animated film, if you are going to be that faithful to the animated film, there should have been a little more animation about the acting. I felt like it just was a little bit awkward to be in certain situations and have just like a regular, human attitude about it when you're so obviously in an animated atmosphere, if you know what I mean. So it was a bit of that, and it was a little too much of a faithful adaptation to the cartoon. Some of the people that have accents in the film, which Belle had like this English accent kind of thing, and they're supposed to be in France if I remember right. Some of the accents just weren't good. It's the best way I can put it, because like Lumiere, for example, in the cartoon was, the intruders, like you kind of have that, and then here you can hear like the accent going away, and I think it was Ewan McGregor that did Lumiere. So it just didn't flow. Like, you ever see that movie where they try to make the Jamaican sound overly Jamaican by going, he's Jamaican man, you know, and then it's just like terrible. You're just like, that's not what a real Jamaican sounds like. Who sounds like that? And so that kind of bothered me too. I know that's like nitpicking, but it bothered me. Anyway, on with it. Okay, verdict time, guys. I'm going with a 3 out of 5. It was okay, it wasn't terrible. They could have done a little bit better with a little more effort in terms of the story to kind of make it something more tuned towards a movie that was, you know, based off of a cartoon. In the end, the movie kind of came off as a Broadway show based on the cartoon, and then someone said, hey, let's make a movie about this Broadway show. And it kind of plays that way. But again, it's a 3 out of 5 for me. Not terrible, not great, just right there in the middle. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just watched a review for Beauty and the Beast. Are you gonna go out there and check it out? Are you not? I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section. So, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment. Share with your friends, share with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.